Greetings. Hello. Hi, everyone. There's a lot of you today.
Hello.
How's it
So
going?
many people.
So many people. I see Kotetsu, I see Taxing Garlic, I see Moon Pop Cat, I see Core, El Monte, Fun Bagstard D, the Randman, John Teeter himself.
Oh
I don't remember letting
God.
you out of the basement. Anyways.
You gotta watch out for him, Wara. He's a firecracker.
Oh yeah, I was watching him earlier with his karaoke.
Oh.
Got himself bonked. I definitely didn't encourage that whatsoever. Not in the slightest. Anyways, it is wonderful to have you here. I am functioning off of 2 ice cream bars, a slice of pizza, and a bit of Monster. But I'm ready and here to talk with Ugly Bagstard here.
Oh yeah, hello. I'm also, I had to set an alarm to wake up for this, and now I'm drinking a little caffeine as well. So, you know, I'm still waking up. I'm still getting there. But I'm ready.
Only high energy this stream. Only high energy plans and actual content. I swear, I definitely didn't, you know, flop and didn't do nothing to get prepped for this week.
Yeah, we were definitely like, we planned this out really well. He was like, okay, what if I ask this question at this time? And I'm like, oh yeah. We definitely didn't just like pop into Discord 15 minutes before.
Yeah, very
see
planned.
And just go.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking of such wonderful planning and, you know, general excellence, I actually wanted to say that I think you're quite the breath of fresh air to the VTuber community. We're going to start with buttering you up a little bit here. You go out, you touch grass, you lift, you promote other people to lift and better themselves. It's kind of sickening, actually. You try out new things on stream, you fail at pulling noodles in front of people. You call out liars like Pipkin Pippa when she tries to evade the foot goal. It's great.
Yeah, I just kind of do whatever I want. That's my stream philosophy, basically. I was like, what if we, you know, I've got the avatar, but what if I didn't really play a character and just do things that I want to do and have fun? And so that's what I do.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good to hear. You know, with all that positivity going around, it's great, but so why did you ruin it by being a fucking liar?
What did I do?
We know what's under the bag now. You're not an ugly bastard at all.
I could be. I was. It's the mystery of the monkey's paw. It works in mysterious ways.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, it gives me a woman's body with an ugly guy's head. Sometimes, you know, it goes full woman. Sometimes it goes, you know, back to guy. So, you know, it's a monkey paw. It works. It's like, what if we just fucked up your life and do stuff?
So you lied to everyone that you were an ugly bastard underneath the bag.
No, I was, and then it changed, and then you'll notice I changed my name to just Bagstard, so it's not even ugly anymore. So am I lying, really?
I see, I see. Typical evasion tactics. We'll move on. It's fine. This is fine.
Evasion tactics, what?
Nah, I just wanted to give you some shit for not actually being ugly under the bag. I was very disappointed during that reveal stream. Wanted the bag back on.
A lot of people, they like the bag.
Oh, who doesn't? Who doesn't like being stuffed into a bag at the end of the day?
Oh god, it's my only dream.
Core, I do not lie about the spider legs. There are no spider legs. Sorry.
Spider leg.
My chat is obsessed with the idea that I have spider legs. I do not.
Oh, but did you say you did?
I did not say I had spider legs at any time. I did not. That I just thought we were doing. Someone was putting spider legs on things, and it was funny. And they put spider legs on me, and I thought it was funny. It's not lore accurate. I promise.
We'll see about that.
I swear, it's not true. It's not the truth. Anyways, moving on from my own problems, problem children. I did want to touch on some of the things I talked about before. Specifically, lifting and stuff. You do a lot of that apparently, and exercising. Things that VTubers generally don't do. Streamers in general don't do. I don't think. A lot of them.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah, they should. So, actually, as someone who doesn't, and like, I've got like 5-pound weights and like a grip strength trainer that I use when I'm watching anime or VTubers or whatnot. But I don't go to the gym at all. What would be your advice to me?
Well, it depends a lot because exercise is like it depends on what your goal is when you're trying to exercise. So like I think it was a couple weeks ago now, I had a stream where I kind of went into basically people that have never been to the gym before and what should they do. And my advice for people that want to go to the gym and have never been to the gym, first off, like Almonte says, don't go to Planet Fitness. Go to any gym that is not a Planet Fitness, because Planet Fitness is not a real gym, it's a joke.
Noted.
And if you can find a real gym, which is basically how you find a real gym is if you go to the gym and it's like 90% cardio machines, like treadmills, try to go to a different gym. Because real gyms covered in weights, smell like chalk, they're blasting music. It's a good environment. Gets you motivated, gives you energy, right? And when you get in there, I think the very best beginner program, it's called Strong Lifts 5x5, which is a very simple, it's 2 different exercise days. There's an A workout, there's a B workout. You do 3 exercises per, and you go 3 times a week. And that builds up your strength, and it gives you a good base to branch into other things later down the road. So that's my advice. Find a gym, do 5x5.
All right. That's surprisingly simple.
Yes. And if you can't find a gym, if you live in the middle of nowhere, which I've done before where like, sometimes there's just not a gym around. You can do things like just do a bunch of push-ups, like just do something like one day, like I'm gonna see how many push-ups I can do. I'm gonna do some squats. Like you can still do sort of a 5x5 kind of thing. It's just harder when you don't have barbells and weights, but you can do the same general thing in principle, right? Like instead of bench press, do some push-ups. Instead of deadlifts, I don't know, find a rock and pick it up. Just do something, I don't know.
Find a big rock. Reasonable advice. I've tried to do something similar to the second thing where you just do a bunch of like push-ups and like curl-ups and whatnot. Try and build the core a little bit. I just couldn't stick with it.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, that's the issue there, I think, for most people is not only just getting started, but not stopping after like 3 days.
Yeah, well, there's a thing about habits that I remember hearing a long time ago, which is sort of true, which is like, okay, first time, go for like, try to do something for like 3 minutes, which is like basically, in this case, just go to the gym. You don't even have to like lift weights. You don't even have to do anything. Just make yourself go to the gym. Walk around, get a feel for things, see how it is. You can leave if you want. You don't actually have to do anything. Just go. Next thing, try to go for 3 hours. In this case, try to actually go to the gym and do something. And then try to go for 3 days. And it's like, okay, try to go 3 days in a row, consistently, 3 days. Next, you're going to shoot for 3 weeks. Try to go every day for 3 weeks. You don't actually have to always do something, you know, you got rest days, but
Yeah.
Try to go for 3 weeks, and then you're at 3 months. And if you can do something consistently for 3 months every day, then it's a habit. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Like, you're just going to want to do it at that.
How dare you give such good advice? I might actually have to follow it now. Oh God.
Another very easy way is to, as soon as you get out of bed, just work out like immediately before you have time to think and dread it. And you're like, oh, but I got to do this today and all this today and all this shit. Just as soon as you get out of bed, just start doing some push-ups.
Okay.
You're good.
Yeah,
And then
actually,
it's
come
done for
to
the day,
think of
it's out
it,
the way.
I did the same thing with video editing, where I would just literally, the moment I woke up, just start doing video editing, and that's how I gaslit myself into liking it.
Yeah. Just before you can talk yourself out of it, just do it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, because that definitely tracks with what I did to actually, like, get good at content creation. Or, okay, good's a strong word. Consistent with content creation. Even if I haven't been terribly consistent this last week or two.
Yeah, never been. Like, I haven't been consistent in the gym the last couple of weeks. I don't know. I got sick, and then I was fucking exhausted, and I was working on a bunch of stuff. I was just, like, barely sleeping. I got insomnia. So I was like, oh my God. So for like last 2 weeks, I've like barely gone to the gym. But sometimes you fall off the saddle. You just got to get back into it.
Yeah, I think that was, like, I had some advice that came my way, like, a few months ago. It was like, you know, just because you failed at, like, starting a habit, and or not even starting, but, like, continuing to, like, build a habit, doesn't mean you can't go back to it and just, like, try again. And I was like, yeah, that seems really obvious, but, like, my stupid brainworm-infested skull, you know, didn't quite compute that until someone literally spelled it out for me, so.
Yeah.
Good shit.
It was, like Randman says in chat, before you're good at something, you have to be bad at it.
Oh God, if that ain't the truth. You could just look at my whole channel. It's a perfect example of being bad at something.
Hell yeah, mine too, man. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah. I don't know, man. That fucking EverQuest video I still haven't watched got a lot of views. It must be pretty decent.
I like it. EverQuest is like probably my favorite game of all time, and I've had conflicting emotions about that video because it was basically like a sort of a love letter to EverQuest, and I wanted like to put it out there. And when I first put it out, I don't know why, like, well, it didn't get any views, which is fine. But then it got picked up by like some troll channel. So immediately, like, I saw it got like 10 like thumbs downs, and people like the first comment I got was like, God, this video fucking sucks. I'm like, Jesus, man. I was on vacation at the time. So like I was on vacation. I saw the notification on my phone. Basically people telling me to kill myself. I'm like, great. I was like, cool. but
wow.
It picked up traction over time, and now years later, it's doing good. But that was also, I made that video before I started VTubing.
Yeah.
When I was just a flesh tuber, like just a regular YouTuber.
Mhm.
And so when I made that video, I was trying to find like a style of things to do, and I kind of based my style on Nakey Jakey. I don't know if you know him.
I don't actually. This is new to me.
He was a guy who was getting big, and he's not very consistent with his videos, but the way he makes videos is he's basically on a green screen and he's sitting on a yoga ball and he just like talks into the thing, so he's always like on screen. So I was like, I'm gonna do something like that. So that EverQuest video is just me standing there with like a microphone just talking basically while EverQuest is in the back. So I was like, when I started VTubing, I was like, should I take this video down because it's got like my face and stuff in it, and like I don't really care if people know what I look like, but at the same time, it goes against like VTuber code, I feel like, to show your face. Really, it's like
Yeah.
it takes the magic away from VTubing. Right, if people peek
Yeah.
behind the curtain.
I
I've had a lot of people that are like, I really like that video. Like a lot of my viewers are people that never watched any other VTuber, but they came to watch me because from the EverQuest video, and they're like, please don't take the EverQuest video down. So I left it up. I think it's buried down there, like so most people don't watch it anyway.
yeah.
But, yeah, so I leave it up. It's not really. It has no kind of like I guess consistency with what I do now. Like it's not a VTuber video.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me talking about EverQuest and why I thought it was the best MMO ever.
Hell yeah.
And
Hey, that's fantastic. I mean, like I've done similar things in the past when I was like before I tried before VTubing was even a thing. Like I've made stabs at like content creation. And quick side tangent before I talk my my face off. Moonpopcat makes a good point that VTubing is a mask, you know. And it's I don't know, it's nice to have. Like for me, like it's just like a little bit of extra separation from the audience. Makes me a little more cozy. I don't know.
I like VTubing. There's like a saying where it's like, give a person a mask and you can see who they truly are. So
Yeah.
I like VTubing because like I don't know, I feel more like I can kind of be myself, which is weird because most people when they start VTubing they play a character, but I just feel like I'm more of just me when I do VTubing.
No, for sure.
Because, yeah, I don't know. It's like part of like part of when I did it before, like YouTubing and stuff, because I've been making videos since around like 2010. And I've had multiple channels and I've done all kinds of random stuff. And part of it before, like I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna stream, and then like I don't know, like my sister or like somebody in my family is just like, oh, I'll watch. I'm like, oh, okay, that's
yeah.
I don't like when people in my real life like watch me do stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like VTubing, I can do my own thing. They don't have to know about it, which is like, if they did know about it, like I don't care. Like I'm literally the same on stream as I am in just real life.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's more comfortable when people you know in real life aren't watching you.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, I made the mistake of just leaving everything as, like, my default gamer tag, so, like, all my friends know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, I don't know, it's just... something about it is just, like, yeah, putting the mask on is just, like, you know, you're more comfortable behind it, you can be a little bit more yourself. If I could talk! Jesus frickin' Christ! But yeah, no, it's more cozy. You can relax a little bit, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. I feel more relaxed when I'm a VTuber.
Yeah, I do find it weird that a lot of people do prefer to play a character when they start VTubing, which I don't know. Like, how are you gonna keep that up long term? Is my issue.
I find that most people don't usually like. There's some that they maintain the character. Let's take Hololive people for example.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like I've never watched debuts for VTubers. Well, not for VTubers, but for people in like Hololive.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though like I like Hololive a lot, I don't watch their debuts because I find that it takes them roughly like 2 or 3 months before they kind of settle in and they are themselves. Usually when they start, they're very like stiff. They try like a different voice. They're very careful with what they say.
Yeah.
And it's just usually not that good of content. And then after a couple months, they're more relaxed. They're used to streaming. They're kind of settled into I don't know if settled into their character, but they've like started implementing their real personality into their character and that kind of stuff. So yeah, and for some people, it's like the opposite where they play a character just really really well. And so
Yeah. No.
for most people, they kind of let their real personality bleed into their VTubing.
Yeah, and that's what I've been seeing as well, is like people start out like, you know, trying to put on a character, and then, you know, after a while, just either, you know, they bleed their real personality into it to the point where it doesn't matter, or they just throw it out the window.
Yeah.
I think
For me, I was the opposite. Like I was immediately like, okay, it's basically, you know, my character is like a joke design. Basically, I was like immediately just myself. Like I didn't even try. I didn't even attempt to be a character.
Yeah. No, I gonna be honest, I didn't really attempt either. I've got like some lore that I tease every once in a while, but other than that, like, not really. I just kind of vibe, you know.
Yeah, like Daniel says, Pippa used to talk in third person. Like, go watch like early Pippa videos and then compare them to a video like now.
Early Pippa is so cringe. I love it.
Yeah, and it's like a completely different person.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No. Early Pippa. It's fun to. It's any VTuber really. It's fun to go back and watch like their really early stuff, because it's like, oh, you had no idea what you were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah. Whew. Okay, one moment processing all that, because like, yeah, I mean, like, I remember watching, actually I did catch 2 Hololive debuts back in the day when I didn't know what Hololive was really, or like I knew what they were, and then like I didn't realize EN was launching, and I accidentally caught the Gargura debut. And I was there for the historic and you know, I kind of kept up with them that first week, and then like, you know, here and there was keeping up with them, and just watching them change over those first couple months, I was like, oh wow, you guys were really stiff at the start, weren't you?
Yeah, well, especially in like Hololive's case, it's understandable because they're like, oh god, did I break a rule? Like, what can I say? Can I do this? Like, they're like on a tightrope almost when they start out in like a big corporation, because they're getting a feel for what they can and can't do and can't say and all kinds of things.
Yeah.
But I watched those debuts as well, and like I liked them. Like I liked Gurren them immediately.
Oh
but
yeah.
A couple months go by, like 3 months, and their content, I think, gets way better because they get more relaxed.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you do have exceptions to that rule, though, where you have Vesper Noir, who speedruns getting fucking bonked.
Yeah, there's always exceptions to the rules.
Yeah.
I guess with Vesper, it's like there was Vesper, there was Magni, and then in like the Niji Sanji side, there was like Mista and people like that, where they're more comfortable like almost immediately, or like they get into what they want to do like really quickly, and so I don't know.
Yeah, no, some people just are like, yep, this is me, this is what I'm doing, I'm here to do this. If you don't like it, I mean, you're the exception, I guess. Continue on.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, there's definitely yeah, there's definitely some of that. Speaking of the disgusting male VTubers, I did want to ask you this question because you are in the situation where you got the voice of a man and the body of a woman. Truly, you're a new age icon here, you know.
Oh my god. So when I was coming up with the character, I don't spend a lot of time on things. When I decide to do it, I just kind of go for it. So I was like, I wrote my entire like character lore and came up with the design in like a couple hours. And so I was like, oh, VTubing. People like titties. I like titties. Let's have a character with titties. That was literally all the thought I put into it.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't really think about the implications of people being like people will come into my chat sometimes or go to my Twitter or my Discord or whatever and just be like, "Are you trans? Like, what are your pronouns?" I'm just like, "I'm just some guy." Like, it's just the avatar. It's fine. And so I'm like, maybe this stuff. And then, like I knew they existed, but I didn't know there was a term for it, which is it's called like, fuck, what is it?
It's Bobby
like
Niku.
Yeah, Bobby Niku, which is like a guy with a female avatar, and people are like, oh, why did you choose to be a Bobby Niku? I'm like, a what? Like I don't know. I didn't put like much thought into it, so there's issues with it where people either assume that you're like trans or something, or they think it's weird, which I can see people thinking it's weird because it's like immediately people's first impression, they see like a female avatar and then they hear the voice and they don't match. Their first impression of you is that you're trying to deceive them. So it's not a good first impression a lot of times.
Yeah.
So there's some issues with the character and I can see them now. I wish I saw him like 7 months ago before I spent a bunch of money on, you know, an avatar and like rigging and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and I've got a male avatar coming that I'll be using eventually. Cinnabonbon's gonna make it for me.
No shit.
Yeah, but so it is what it is. I get why some people are weirded out by it. It wasn't my intention.
Yeah, you just sort of moonwalked into it, you know. Just like, oh, yeah, here I am.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I understand why some people find it off-putting, and some people are just not into it. And like, I get it. Like, I get it. I didn't mean anything by it. I just kind of go and do stuff without putting much thought into it. My bad. You know, it is what it is.
How dare you? Disgusting. No, like Blake said, you have to really make it work. Lean into it and be confident about it. Hell yeah, that's the way to go. Just own it. Fuck it.
Well, see, that's the weird thing. Is like that's when people really don't like it. Is like when you're a dude leaning into being a female character. Like a lot of people said, like, well, usually I don't like when a guy plays like a female character, but you know, Ugly Bagstard or Bagstard in this case, he's just himself. You know, it's fine. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. But my audience, for the most part, is the type that probably wouldn't like it more. Let's say that.
Reasonable. My audience is much the same, where they didn't really know what VTubing was and aren't really interested in VTubers at all. They just found me, most of them, because of Hollow Knight, and just latched on and like leeches and never left. They're
they're
adorable.
saying
I love them.
just lean into being a guy and be as masculine as possible. Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah, yeah,
basically what I do. So that works.
Yeah, there you go.
But
it works.
But there's some that definitely do the other way.
Oh, yeah. I've run into a few of them here and there, and I mean, different strokes for different folks. You know, whatever people like, as long as they're not hurting anyone else, I don't care. It turns out, if you don't like something, you just don't have to watch it or look at it.
Yeah.
You just go elsewhere. It's great.
Yeah.
Internet's huge.
But when you gotta like, you know, when you make content, you want people to watch you.
Oh yeah.
if you, I know some people are like, yeah, I don't really care about the viewership and stuff. I just want to, you know, if I got a couple people watching me, it's like, well, if you make content and put it on the internet, you make it because you want people to watch it. And if you didn't want people to watch it, you wouldn't put it on the internet. So, you know, part of it is being marketable. So, you know, you just got to take it all into account.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like, I have some of the mindset where I'm like, I don't really care too much if like I get a ton of views, but I also do, like, I do want some people to watch it. I want somebody to like it, right? I just don't need everyone to.
Right.
That's kind of where I'm at with it. You know, right in the middle. Disgusting, you know, in the middle on everything. Because I can't make up my fucking mind. Yeah, fence sitter. A disgusting fence sitter. That's what I am. Literally the worst. Oh no, Moonpop Cat. Please don't make me into a marketable plushie. That would be terrible.
Yeah, who would want that?
Yeah, nobody wants to become a marketable plushie. That's the worst. Oh, good stuff.
Hell yeah.
Also, on the topic of male VTubers, do you think the debuff actually exists? This is a quick one. I'm just curious.
I don't think there's a debuff to being a male VTuber. I think there's a buff to being a female VTuber.
That's it.
I think is different. Because most people, when they watch VTubers, they want to see cute girl doing cute stuff, right?
Yeah.
So when you're not cute girl doing cute stuff, that buff immediately is just not there, right? So then you've got to do like what any type of YouTuber does, which is make interesting content and then find out a way to get it in front of people. So I don't think there's a male debuff. I really don't.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people just use that as an excuse to hide behind making shitty content. And they're like, no one watches me because I'm a male. It's like, and then you watch your content and it's like they're playing Apex and like barely saying any words for fucking 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no shit, no one's watching you, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Turns out if you're
your fucking
bored,
stream sucks.
Turns out if you're boring, nobody wants to fucking watch you. It's weird.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it a bit more the other day, and I don't think there's a male VTuber debuff. And I think you're right that there is a female VTuber buff. I think there's just a VTuber debuff. And then, like, if you're male, you just don't get the female buff.
Right, exactly. Like, people have to understand that VTubing is a very, very niche market. Like, there's not a shit ton of viewers for VTubers. And then there's a whole lot of VTubers. And also, like, you have to compete with everybody. Like, people only have 24 hours in a day. And if they're going to spend any portion of that day watching you, you have to make better stuff than everyone else.
Yep.
That's just how it is.
Yeah,
like,
no.
And so when people like the biggest thing I hate when I'll go like I'll read like message boards sometimes where like people are like starting out and then they're like, oh, I hate when people say they want to be like a comfy VTuber. And then you go watch their stream and their meaning of the word comfy is to never say fucking anything. Like, yeah, no one's gonna watch you, man. It's just like no one's gonna watch you when you do that. Like, you have to talk. like think of like an actual like comfy VTuber, like some I don't know, like Fauna or somebody. That's a good
Fauna
example.
or Ina.
Fauna.
They talk all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, they talk all the time. They just do it in like a softer voice, and they're relaxing, and they'll talk to the chat. But it's like a nice, calming type of way usually. So that's a comfy stream. What is not comfy is when you're playing Valorant and you don't say anything for an hour, but then you die and you're just like, God damn it, and that's all you say. That's like the only thing. Like, oh, did he talk? I don't know. Like that's not, you know. So it's just like. Most of the time you watch these things, people are just not good at streaming. People are not good at making content. And then they just want to say, well, I've got a debuff, or well, no one's going to watch me. I'm not in Hololive. Well, they're not going to watch me because of this or that. Like, stop making excuses. Make better stuff. And
take responsibility.
Take responsibility. And if you fail and don't get you where you want to be, you've got to accept that it's your fault.
And you have to
accept it's your fault because you're the only one that can change it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really. But yeah, voice reveal at 1K. Could you imagine? God damn.
Jesus.
I actually agree completely. I don't really have too much to add, but I think that something people forget is that not only is VTubing a niche, streaming in general is a niche.
Yeah, it's a huge niche. Like, most people in real life in the world have no fucking idea that streaming is even a thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you just like walked into like, I don't know, a fucking like an Applebee's on a Friday and talked to some guy sitting at the bar and be like, hey, do you watch streamers? He'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know, where people like, they go on like, excuse me, they go on like Twitch and stuff and like they play video games. You're like, you watch people play video games? Like, what are you talking? Like, most people have no idea what it even is.
Yeah. It's literally beyond the conception of most people. But most people will understand YouTube. But even YouTube is kind of a niche because a lot of people don't even fucking do that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's
or they only watch it not signed in and only watch Uncle Roger.
Yeah. Or they might know what streaming is, but like they only watch XQC. They only watch Asmongold. Like they don't. I don't remember where I heard this, but someone said like a statistic on Twitch was like 95% of viewers on Twitch only watch people that they're already following, and like they don't browse other channels.
Yep.
It's like they watch like Asmon, they watch XQC, they watch I don't know, some of the top streamers. They don't click on anybody else.
Yep.
So,
very, very few people browse. I mean, like, and if they do browse, it's like they look at the front page, which is all people who have tons of viewers already.
yeah.
And like Kotetsu said, oh, dude, I know what streaming is. It's like Disney Plus, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and Twitch is awful for growth, Blank. It's terrible. You can't grow on Twitch without growing somewhere else as well. I mean, you can. It's just, you gotta be lucky and actually talented. Like, insanely talented and also insanely lucky to just get raided by someone and then convert those raiders into regular viewers. It's... Ugh.
I find, I don't know, my view is kind of skewed because I was shadow banned on YouTube for like the last 6 months. But I find that like on Twitch when I stream, I get followers, but on YouTube when I stream, I don't get followers. Like I get followers from other things that I do on YouTube, but usually not from streaming. Like streaming is just like what I want to do and what I like doing for fun. Right? That's like, but of how I actually get more people to watch me is usually not from streaming. It seems like I don't know. But, yeah, like I said, I was shadow banned since last October.
Oh.
Which is why I rebranded to just Bagstard because, hey, spoiler alert, the reason I was shadow banned was the word ugly in my name.
Oh. Wait,
But
really?
but YouTube didn't tell me that. They refused to tell me that, so I just had to figure it out.
What? They, over the word, what, ugly? Really?
Yeah.
What? But,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm just trying to compute that. But, what? Why?
Yeah. I don't know. But like, I was just like, one day I was just shadow banned, and I was like, why am I? Yeah, more harassing language is apparently why.
It's
Ugly,
harassing
like, I don't know.
language.
It's bullying or something. I don't know. Even
But
though
you're
like I was
calling
calling myself ugly, it doesn't. Look, YouTube's fucking stupid. Okay, it doesn't matter. But I don't know. So I was banned since like last October, and I think that's when I got like 1,000 subs or something. I don't remember. I think like once I passed a certain threshold of subscribers, and I saw ugly in my name, I just got shadow banned because I wasn't shadow banned before, and then all of a sudden I was. So I was like looking, I was like, is it like a video? Is it like this thing where I got like a copyright on it? Like I was doing all these things. I had to go delete like 20 VODs because they had like maybe copyrighted music on it and stuff. And I'm just like, is it this? Is it that? I don't know. And then someone in my Discord was just like, maybe it's your name. So they were like, okay, maybe it's the tard at the end of your name. Maybe that's like shadow
that
ban.
Would do it.
So
that would do it.
I changed my name first. I was Ugly Bagstard with an E instead of an A. I went and typed around, and I was still shadow banned. Like I didn't show up in people's chats. And I was like, okay, that didn't help. Let's just try Bagstard. Someone said maybe ugly is shadow banned. I was like, it can't be ugly. Like I was in like Pippa's chat. Someone was literally named Fuckface, and they weren't shadow banned. I was like, the word ugly can't be shadow banned. That's stupid. But I was like, well, let's try it. And then I changed my name to just Bagstard. All of a sudden, just showed up in everyone's chats. My subscribers are going up. All this stuff, just from having the word ugly. Like, God, it like fucked me up for 5 months, 6 months, basically.
You've actually been growing pretty fast, because so on my YouTube studio, it shows me people who have recently subscribed to me if they have their subscriptions public, right? And because it's sorted alphabetically, you're at the top of the list. So I've been like randomly watching you spike up in subscribers. Just like, he keeps growing. It just doesn't stop. It just, wow, here I am struggling to get single-digit subscribers on fucking shorts. Which I'm thankful, because I experienced being shadow banned in the shorts algorithm for like a month and a half, where no matter what I did, none of my shorts got any views for no reason. I don't know why. And then one day they just turned my channel back on and I'm allowed to get views again. I changed nothing.
Did you do scheduled releases on your shorts?
I switched. No, I did do scheduled releases on my shorts, and I'm still doing scheduled releases on my shorts.
For some reason, I've found that if you do scheduled releases on shorts, they don't get any views.
I have found the exact opposite.
Okay, maybe it's just me. Like, I would try it out where I would schedule a release, because people are like, oh, you should release a short at like between, it's like 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. because that's when people are on lunch, and that's when they're likely to be on their phone and like going through shorts.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
like
doesn't
after
work.
6 p.m. Yeah, so I don't know. But they're like, or you should release it this time because people will get home from work and they're on their phone, and I'm like, I don't know. So I tried doing like scheduled releases at like different times and that kind of stuff, and they would never get any views. But if I don't do a scheduled release and I just hit publish and just put it out immediately, they'll like do way better. I don't know why that is.
Oh, I'm glad that works for you. The only way I get views on my shorts, and I just tested it again last night, is if I schedule them. But I can't just schedule them. I have to be consistent about the time they come out. So weekends I do 10 a.m. and weekdays I do 4 p.m. And as long as I don't change it, they get views, usually, unless they're shit. Sometimes I just release a dud, and I'm willing to accept that. It's like 1 in 6. But most of the time it's at least decent. I get, 300 to 1,000 views. I'll take it.
Yeah. Like the last one I put out, I was telling like Navy stories. Those have been like some of my shorts, and I like put out one where I was talking about this guy named Ivan, and it got like blew up to like 1,600 views, and then they were like, oh, ineligible for monetization because cursing, and I'm like, I cursed in the video, but I bleeped it out, so then I had to get it manually reviewed. And they're like, okay, it's good, but them like taking it out of the algorithm for that fucking thing like killed all the views, and then it like, you know, it
Yeah.
stops. But it's just like, god damn it.
Yeah, if you get taken out of the algorithm for a little bit, you're just done.
Yeah. This is, I don't know, it's weird. Shorts are a weird fucking game.
It's so weird, but that's I mean that's where I get most of my growth from. So I'm just gonna keep doing it because I keep pressing the button and I keep getting the candy. Yeah, I've been trying to do like some longer videos too, and I just have a hard time making them. I don't know. Trying to make scripts and shit. I'm like, man, this is shit. Like, actually, the worst thing I've ever made. What the fuck am I doing?
My thing with making scripts is like I used to spend way too long making them, and now I just pump them out in one go. Because I don't know how I trained myself to do it, but it's like if I can have a conversation with myself to like in my head to let it flow out onto paper, that usually ends up being a better script, where instead of where I worry about like every word and think about it too much. So like it's like, okay, don't think about it, just kind of go. I don't think I spend more than like 2 days writing a script anymore.
Oh, okay, conversation with yourself actually makes sense to me. Because I fucking do that all the time with myself when I'm driving. I literally just bounce shit off of myself, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most writing you just have to let it flow. Yeah, let it flow out. And then it usually comes out better.
You know, that makes sense. That does make a lot of sense. I mean, like I've done some other writing too, and like if I hit the flow state, I'm fine. But like I just haven't figured out how to do that for like scripts and stuff. Just actually abjectly terrible at it at this point. Maybe one day we'll get there. But thank you for the advice. Much appreciated. I'll hoard it in my collection of, you know, thoughts that may or may not be useful to me. Speaking of thoughts that may or may not be, I mean, wonderful people who may or may not be useful. We're both big fans of a certain group of sad girls.
Oh yeah.
So, I wanted to ask you, what's your long-term plan to make Pippa your wife?
Well, first I'm gonna gaslight her at every opportunity.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually she'll trust me enough to where I can get close to her, and then you gotta use the chloroform.
Ah, the chloroform, excellent. An excellent tool, perfect. I'm taking notes.
But the reality is I just I don't know, I just make content about her because it's fun. She's my Oshi, Pippa's my Oshi.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I don't know, like when she was getting close to 100K and she was gonna do the feet thing, like a friend of mine was like, you should do like a political like hit piece, and I was like, all right.
Oh god, that was so good.
So yeah, I wrote the script in like an hour, and then I put the video together, and the whole process was probably like 5 or 6 hours from start to finish, and I just put it out there, and
it was so good. It was so that was how I found you, because I remember you popped up on my YouTube a month or two ago. I was like, who the fuck is this? How am I already subscribed to this guy? Because I went to go hit the subscribe button and I accidentally unsubscribed. I was like, oh, what the fuck?
oh my god.
And so I was like, okay, wait. And so I scrolled through your videos. I found that. I was like, oh, that's how I subscribe to it.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, and I put it out, and people seemed to like it, and I thought it came out pretty good. And then when it was getting close to the 100,000 again, I was like, okay, she's probably gonna post her feet, you know, it'll be funny. So I went ahead and I had a video ready, and I just had to, like, whenever she showed the picture of her feet, I was like, okay, I just have to insert the picture and then hit publish. And so, yeah, I think I put out the second video of, like, Pippa keeps her word, or whatever the fuck it was. Like, it was like 15 minutes after she showed her foot on stream.
God.
I just put it out, like, immediately. And that one was I'm not gonna get too political, but that one was a parody of, like, a real ad that is stuck in my head, which was it was a Ron Paul ad from the 2012 RNC, where there was, I'm not gonna get super into it because there was so much stuff with that. But there was so much shit with that where they were, like, trying to shut them out, and then they were like, but we still want you guys to vote for us, so they've put out, like, an appeasement ad during the fucking thing. And it was like a good ad, but also it was, like, infuriating. But I don't know, that ad was always stuck into my head, and so I basically just copy pasted that into Pippa.
Hey, it worked. It was really good. Both videos. I remember I saw the first one for the first time when she showed it on stream. And you know, that's when I subscribed to you. It was pretty good.
Yeah. A lot of people watch those ads, like, on stream, which is works out for me. But, like, people were sending me clips of, like, Pippa watched it, like, Lumi watched it, I think Kersha watched it, I don't know who all else. And then I know, like, on the second one, I know that Sheena watched the second one because I was in her chat randomly when she started watching it. And yeah, that was all, like, people watch my videos on stream, which kind of funnels people to my channel, which I'm not going to complain about.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, that worked out for me.
I mean, that's how I found you originally, and then because I was subscribed to you, randomly popped up on my homepage one day playing oh god, what the night game? I don't remember what it's called. I actually have it and just never played it that much. It's super
Night
up
game.
to, yeah, where you start out as, like, a blacksmith's son, and then your entire family gets fucking slaughtered.
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yeah, Kingdom Come Deliverance, night game.
That's when you said night game, I was thinking NIGHT. I was like a dark game. I was like, what game is this? But yeah, if anyone hasn't played Kingdom Come Deliverance, that's a fucking amazing game. It's got a really slow start, and the DLC, the Woman's Lot DLC, is one of the worst DLCs ever made. Don't buy it. It's fucking literally awful. But aside from the slow start and that DLC, the game is great. Like,
I don't know if I believe you. Kotetsu said it was one of your best streams ever. I mean, like,
no,
it must be good DLC. You should all buy the Woman's Lot DLC for Kingdom Come Deliverance when you purchase the game.
Yeah, let me explain the joke of that fucking DLC real quick. All it does
I'm listening.
is it replays the super long starting sequence, but you do it from, her name is Teresa in the game, from her point of view. You have, like, almost no combat. It adds absolutely nothing to the story. It just retells the really slow ass intro again, but from someone else's point of view, and it took, like, hours. It was so boring. Like, I didn't give a shit. It adds nothing to the game. Like, all you get like at the end, they're like, oh, by the way, like when I was running away, I found this shield, and so they give you a shield, which is also useless because usually you end up using long swords in that game, which are like two-handed. So you just get nothing out of the DLC at all, except. Well, I wasn't even gonna say except. There's no except. You get nothing out of the DLC.
You get the other person's viewpoint, and isn't that the value?
No. No. And yeah, I rushed through it and it took like a couple hours. Like if you actually took your time in that DLC, you could probably stretch it out to like 6 or 12 hours if you wanted to. But yeah, I skipped all the dialogue, I skipped all the shit because I'm like, I know what happens. Like I just saw it. Like,
yeah, no, fair enough. I didn't watch that stream, but I believe you that it was horrible.
You're lucky. I don't blame anybody for not watching it either. I wanted to check out and I was playing it.
Oh no. That's horrible. Yeah, I need to give Kingdom Come Deliverance another try. I had difficulty getting through the slow start, but I was also in horrific amounts of pain when I attempted to play it. So I think my patience was a little limited.
Yeah, if you can get through like the first 3 or 4 hours, then it really, like, once it becomes like open world, actually, when you get your horse, that's when the game opens up, and that's like about 4-hour mark into the game. I think.
Yeah, I didn't get to that point. I didn't get to the point of having a horse. Okay, so that would explain it. I didn't get past the intro sequence.
Yeah, it's get past the intro, follow the main story for a little bit, get the horse, then you can go out and explore and do all kinds of stuff, and I don't know, it's really good.
Kingdom Hearts 2 level fucking intro sequence. Goddamn.
Man, I never played Kingdom Hearts. I tried playing the first Kingdom Hearts on PS2 when it first came out, and I got stuck on the starting island.
The starting island is like, oddly hard.
Well, like I did the entire thing, and I think I had the last thing where it's like you have to like take a key somewhere, and like I just could not figure out where the fuck I was going. And like I was like reading at the time it was like Cheat CC, like the old ass websites that like with walkthroughs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it would like tell you everything. It's like just go here and do this. And I would go there and like there was nothing there. And I'm like, something's broken or I missed something along the way. I have no idea. I'm not doing this all again. And so I just put down the game, and that whole series has just passed me by because I refuse to play it anymore.
Reasonable. I spent 2 hours trying to find a piece of cloth. So, I feel you. Yeah.
I gave up on that one.
I've actually been, like, randomly finding myself in those old guide sites again. Because I've been playing the original God of War, and that game is obtuse as fuck. There's so much shit that I'm like, I should do it this way. And then it doesn't work. And I'm like, okay. I go look it up and it's like, you were supposed to do it that way. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense from a certain point of view.
Yeah. Old games in particular are kind of hard to get into sometimes. It's like, back in the day when you play them, they were great, and then but by modern standards, where like modern standards, like all control schemes are kind of standardized, like the X button jumps and that kind of stuff, and you go back and play an old game and it's like, who knows, could be anything. Right triggers jump, like I don't know, it's just like the muscle memory that you have from playing modern games when you go try to play old games doesn't exist because their control schemes are all over the fucking place, for one. It's just, I don't know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be fair, God of War does have, like, the original God of War does have, like, a modern control scheme because that's when they started to actually figure it out. And,
yeah, that's like, well, in that case, that's one of the games that, like, made the modern control scheme.
Yeah, but Core and Lion have a good point. I am Mav, and I do just Mav brain things. So that's a large part of my problem with God of War is, yeah, I just sort of run at the problem, and that's not how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, God of War, I think maybe it is actually how you're supposed to do it sometimes.
Sometimes that is how you're supposed to do it. But that's not how you're supposed to solve the puzzles. There's a shocking amount of puzzles in that game. I wasn't actually expecting that when I went into it. I didn't realize that it was half action game, half puzzle game while you're getting your ass beat.
Yeah, I haven't played the original God of Wars in a long time. I can kind of remember some of that.
I never played them until now. I'm only just now going back and playing the God of War franchise at all. I haven't even played the new God of War games. I was like, I should just play the whole thing all the way through. It'll be great. Yeah. Might have been a mistake.
The new ones are good, but also bad in certain ways. Where like
Heard that.
I haven't played like the newest one, but I played like the first of like the new franchise. So it's like, wow, this is really cinematic, and the combat feels amazing, and it looks so pretty, and it's really good. But at the same time, especially from what I've seen in this second one, like they'll have a puzzle, but they give you no chance to just solve it by yourself, because it's like the boy following you around. He's like, maybe you should take that torch and throw it up there. I think that could catch on fire. It's like, just give me 5 fucking seconds to like at least look around and figure it out myself before they start narrating everything that you're supposed to be doing.
I need a rant. I need to rant. So you know how Hogwarts Legacy came out recently, right?
Yeah.
I played that on stream a bit. The main character does that every time. You won't even have 5 seconds. You will walk into a room and he'll be like, oh, look, I think I should do this thing to solve this puzzle. It's like, I didn't even register that there was a puzzle yet. Can you calm the fuck down?
It's like, I'm still like looking around, like, give me a chance to figure it out. Like,
yeah,
it's like if you had an actual puzzle like on a table, and then someone else just comes and like moves the pieces into place for you, and then you're like, wow, I did the puzzle. It's like, no, someone else did it for me. Like, let me do it. Like, just hold on.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
It's just, I think modern game developers are afraid that people won't get through the game. I don't get it. It's just,
yeah.
That's why for older games, no hand holding. Yeah, I mean, there's a certain amount of hand holding that's okay, but there's also like, we've definitely taken it too far at this point.
Yeah, we really have. It's going back to like that EverQuest video I made. Like, one of the reasons I really loved EverQuest was because it was, for one, it was my first MMO that I ever played, and a lot of people's first MMO. But also in that game, zero fucking hand holding. Jesus Christ, when I first started in that game, was the most complicated shit I've ever done, I think, in a game. Because I don't know if you like play MMOs.
I have been known to play a few in the past.
Yeah, but think about the first time you ever played an MMO. But they probably tell you things to do, like, or I don't know, if people play like WoW for the first time, there's a big exclamation point above people's heads and stuff like that.
Yeah, my first MMO was WoW.
Yeah, the people that made WoW are like EverQuest developers, and they were like, EverQuest is too hard and we want to make something more like casual friendly, and then they made WoW. So like, they're in EverQuest, there was no exclamation point over people's heads, there was no in-game map. There was none of that shit. It didn't explain what your stats did. So you just go in and you start playing. You start out, you've got a note in your backpack, and the game doesn't tell you that it's in there or how to open it, but you right click on it, and it'll say, hey, go visit like your guild leader in the city. And that's literally like all it says. And you're like, okay. And you're like, where are they? It's like, good luck. It's like, you don't start in front of them or anything. Yeah, and also in that game, like only certain races and stuff have like night vision. So like I remember the very first character I made was a Aerodin, which is like supposed to be like the most intelligent race. It was an Aerodin wizard, and they don't have night vision, and so you start in this forest, and it is literally pitch black. Like it's like if you turned your fucking monitor off
Oh.
until you find like a torch or something, and it's just like, have fun. Welcome to the game. It's like, well, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my god. What? Fuck. That might be a little
Mission.
bit too much in the other direction for me.
Well, once you figure it out, you start playing. But that's part of the fun. Also, is like, man, there's always something to learn, and then you talk to people in the game because there weren't like a whole lot of forums and stuff back in the day. So you'd actually have to talk to people in the game, and you're like, how does this work? And like a lot of times, like, oh, this was back in the day when people were like super elitist, like the super like 80s fucking tech nerds.
Yeah.
But then every once in a while, you'd find somebody that would help you out, and like they'd be like, oh, do this. This is how this works, and like, I don't know. It was just fun.
Nice.
God, I love that game.
Yeah, a lot of those 80s tech nerds like put people off of, things for a long time, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I mean, hey, I'm glad you liked it. It'd probably be too much for me. I mean, like, Core, mentioning you just talked about getting stuck on an island one game and not making it through the intro of another. It's like, yeah, but like, just because like some games, they're hard for me and it takes me a while, doesn't mean I want to be told how to do it every fucking second of the game. Like, if I want the information, I'll go out and look for it. Guides are on the internet. Like, I mean, I've been using them for God of War because I'm a fucking brainlet,
Yeah, it's fun to like figure things out on your own.
Yeah, and then if you can't figure it out, it's like whatever. Go look up a guide, and then
or go do something else.
Or go do something else. Exactly. I mean, that's me most of the time when I'm not on stream. But if I'm on streaming a game, I'm like, I've been slamming my head against a puzzle for 30 minutes. It's like, okay, it's time. I need to look it up.
Yeah. But we have to include people. No, you don't.
Gatekeep. I'm gonna be honest. I used to think gatekeeping was bad back when I was very young. As I've gotten older, I've learned that gatekeeping exists for a reason. Gatekeep hobbies. Keep them out.
Exactly.
Filter people.
Filter. Keep them all out.
Filter people in a friendly fashion, to be fair. Like, don't be a complete fucking asshole. But also filter people.
Yeah. And there's a very easy way to find out who to filter. If people want to join your hobby because they like the hobby, let them in. If people want to join your hobby because they want to change it, keep them out.
Yeah.
Simple.
It's really that easy. And Posty Baller, I find people to talk to by watching their streams and then DMing them on Twitter randomly.
Yeah.
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 I only stalk them for like 2 months beforehand, usually.
Yeah. I don't know. I just randomly talk to people. I don't know. I don't know. I'll just like, oh, I like their stuff. Let me message them. See if they want to do something sometime. And, I don't know. I've had the problem where I've been, I think, collabing too much recently. So I'm trying to limit it to one collab a week.
I think that's actually good. Because I was actually noticing you were doing a ton of collabs. And I think there is a certain level of like, hey, collabs are good and they're cool and all, but also your audience is there for you, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. Which, yeah. I still like, I still talk to like my friends and people I collab with, but like I do it behind the scenes and off stream a lot, and so I'm like, I don't have to stream our interactions all the time. It's fine.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to do one collab a week. I'm trying to space them out. I still have a lot coming. Like, I've got one for next week. I've got one the week after. I've got some things coming up in June. So I'm just like, okay, well, I'm like, let's pump the brakes. I'm doing too many collabs. Let me fucking do my own stuff some. I'm trying to limit it now.
Yeah. Is that why you were like, maybe in 2 months?
Yeah.
I messaged you.
Yeah, because like all those collabs and stuff that people have been seeing that I've been doing, I don't know, well, if people have been watching me, but yeah, those are all like planned like months in advance because I've talked to a lot of people behind the scenes.
God damn. Look at this, Mr. Social Butterfly over here.
I'm really not. I don't think I have as many brain worms as most VTubers.
Yeah.
Because
oh, go on. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, like Pippa, for example, she's like, how do I message this person? And it's like, I wrote like a novel when I'm responding to him because like, what if I take it this way? I just reach out and I'm like, hey, I like your stuff. I don't know if you've seen me. I have this idea for a collab. Like, I kind of like to do this. I'm looking at this time frame. Like, what do you think? And they're like, hey, okay, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's social butterfly. I'm just not afraid to reach out.
Honestly, that's what I've been doing too. Is just like, hey, I like your stuff. I want to talk about this thing with you.
Yeah.
Except with you, I didn't have a topic at all. We're just talking. Yeah. Good stuff. Yeah. Collabs are amazing if you know who they are. Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to find new people sometimes. You know, blend audiences a little bit. You know.
Yeah, and then you can see if, you know, you click on the stream, maybe you start talking more, you become friends, they introduce you to their friends, and then you got more people to collab with, and then it spirals.
Yeah, I'm totally, by the way, I'm totally using you to get onto Moonshine Animation's channel. This is all just one big racket, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, let's go! Stepping stones! No, I genuinely just wanted to have you on because I think you're super interesting and I like your design. There's actually a lot of people. There's a lot of people who I want to have on because I like their design and I think their design's really cool, but then I go and watch them and they're super fucking boring, or they only play Genshin Impact, and I'm like, no.
Oh my god.
No.
The ultimate filter, Genshin.
It filters so. I've actually been having a problem where I'm like, wow, I want to collab with this person, but all they do is like play Genshin Impact, or I guess the new one's Honkai Star Rail. It's like,
Yeah, I've got a funny story about Genshin, where at one point I had it installed on my computer, my laptop, and my phone.
Oh,
and
God.
I never played it. I still to this day have never even opened it to look at it. I was like, yeah, I'll play it, and then I just never have.
Back before I made the switch over to Linux, I don't even think I can play Genshin anymore on Linux, but when I was still a filthy Windows user, I played Genshin for about an hour and a half, and I thought it was boring. Hot take, just it's not that interesting of a game.
I have no opinion on it because, like I said, still have not really played it. Haven't really watched other people play it either, so I have about no clue what the fuck is going on in that game.
Yeah, I tried watching Mino Mieko play it a little bit because I like her content, but I like her. I don't like the game.
Yeah, it really comes into its own after about the 500-hour mark.
Oh my! Oh God! Okay, you've activated another rant, Kotetsu. I fucking hate shit that when people say it's like, whether it's an anime or a video game or whatever, it's like, it gets good, you know, on episode 70 or when you're 100 hours in. I'm like, what do you mean? I have to invest that much of my life into something before it's the good? What? What? Like, I can get like where Kingdom Come Deliverance, you know, the 4-hour mark, you know, it gets pretty decent, right? Like, I can handle that.
Yeah, well, in like Kingdom Come's case, there's like a lot of story set up. It's like it's really trying to imply that like you're coming from nothing, so it's like you're the son of a blacksmith, and then you're talking to this girl, and you're in town, and these are the. It's also got like historical context. It's like these are the things you might do day to day in this time in history. So it's like, oh, go and like, I don't know, fucking talk to this guy about getting nails because nails are hard to make, and it takes a smith like a day to make nails, but he didn't pay for the nails, so it's just got all this kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Then when it becomes open world, it's good. But yeah, I understand what you're saying with when people are like, just like get to like episode 100 and then it really gets good. It's like episode
Fucking
100.
One Piece. I'm sorry, but I got 5 episodes into that. I think it's fucking boring. I don't think it's good.
I stopped watching One Piece after the time skip. I watched all the pre-time skip stuff. After the time skip, I think it got boring. Well,
I'm that way with Fairy Tail. I watched Fairy Tail up to its time skip. And, you know.
See, I never watched Fairy Tail.
Fairy Tail's actually good from episode 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's one of those shows where you get in and it's, yes, this is the show. Congratulations. This is the show for the rest of the show.
Yeah, see, I know like Urza and I know Lucy from, certain things.
Yeah.
But, I don't, I never actually watched the anime.
That's how I found Fairy Tail actually, is from certain things that shall not be mentioned. And then I actually watched it. It was like, oh, okay, this is actually like a decent show.
There you go.
Yeah, just people being big damn heroes, That's the whole show, Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I never got in like the big 3 of shonen anime from back in the day. It's like Bleach, Naruto, and fucking the One Piece. Could not get into them.
Yeah. I will say One Piece I thought got good. It's probably like more like episode like 15 when they go to they go to this island and they start fighting fishmen. That's when it starts getting good. The Arlong arc. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like, I don't know. They get like the first like 3 or 4 people in the crew, and then it's like episode like 15. They go do fishman stuff, and then it's like, okay, now it's good.
Oh, okay.
But then I remember I really liked Bleach. I thought that one was good pretty much immediately. And then
I don't remember why I didn't get into
Naruto,
Bleach.
I also watched up to the time skip. I don't know. There's a time skip, and then they're like, okay, time skip happened. You want to watch them fight? Like, no, let's slow it down, add a lot of context. Oh, we can't challenge them yet because we have to show that they're really strong after the time skip. It's like, so you can't have any serious fight. You gotta, ease into it. It's like, no, they've been training for 3 years. I want to see them fuck some shit up. Let's go.
Right? Yeah. Well, let me see the fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Show off what we got. Which is what happened with One Piece, where it's like the first arc after the time skip in One Piece is like, okay, they're underwater, like they're fighting fishermen again, but they're underwater, and when they're underwater, they can't use their abilities as much as they want because they're underwater. It's like, oh god. And that lasted for like 60 episodes.
I had the issue with Fairy Tail where they came back and, spoiler alert, they killed the entire cast.
Jesus.
And then they brought them back to life like 10 years later in the timeline. But like, and keep in mind, these people were like top of their game, super strong, stronger than everyone. But you bring them back 10 years later, and like suddenly everyone else is stronger than them by like miles and miles. And it's like you're used to like watching these guys just fucking demolish shit, and then they're getting their ass kicked, and it just doesn't feel good. It's like, so like, the last 100 odd episodes or whatever were just worthless. Got it, cool. Yeah. Demon Slayer.
I don't watch as
Demon
much.
Slayer's good.
Yeah, I don't watch as much anime anymore. Like, I used to be super into anime. Like, it was like all I watched, and then I don't know, it's like you get less and less time to watch things. So now I'll watch like a series every once in a while.
Yeah.
I just watched Blue Lock, and that was probably like I really like that one, but then that's probably like the only series I've watched in like months.
Oh my God.
Like other than that, I'll watch an episode of something here and there, figure some things out. But like, yeah, I can't like sit down and watch like the super long shows, and I don't like, oh, Friday this comes out and Thursday this comes out, and I gotta be ready to watch it. Like, I don't do that stuff anymore.
Yeah, I still keep up with seasonal anime a bit. Like I'll start with like 10 and then pare it down to like 3 or 4 after I figure out what I really like and what I don't, and then like occasionally like catch up with some of the like 12 or 24 episode animes that I didn't watch here and there. But it's definitely a lot less than I used to watch, and I'm rapidly running out of time to even do that.
Yeah.
40-hour a week job on top of fucking trying to stream and do other content. It's just no time.
Yeah, 12-hour night shift makes things kind of difficult sometimes.
Yeah, God, I do not miss being a night shift guy. I don't know that I like having a day job much better, but it's better than night shift marginally.
Yeah, I like the night shift. It's just it does make things really inconvenient sometimes. Where like, okay, I need to get some errands done today, but nothing opens till like 10 a.m. and that's when I need to get ready for bed. So I guess I'll just be exhausted for the next couple days.
Yeah.
Cool.
Bless the 24-hour grocery stores.
Yeah, they used to exist before, the coup happened, and now I haven't seen any anymore. Walmart stopped being 24 hours.
They had to bring them back over here. I live in a high enough population area that they had to bring them back because there's just too many people who work night shift. There's enough demand, I guess, for it here that they brought it back. In spite of the governor
they
trying.
brought it back here. I haven't tried in a while, but they did stop doing night 24-hour stuff for a long time, at least.
Yeah, they stopped it.
That's what I used to do. All my grocery shopping was like 2 a.m. But I can't.
Yeah. Also, bye, posting about Baller. You have a good one. Yeah, I just. Yeah. I used to do all my shopping at that time too, especially since I would get off at like midnight or 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh yeah, just do some grocery shopping on the way home. And then they got rid of all that. And it was like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Stop 24 hours pre-coof, too many murders. Based. What a good reason to turn off the 24-hour stuff there. That's actually a good reason, unlike the coof. I just, so many people around here, just lives actually destroyed.
Hell yeah.
Gotta love it.
Love it. Gotta love it.
Anyways. Moving on from that, I'd actually rather talk about murder than the coup.
Yeah, I'm still pretty worn out on that conversation.
Yeah, that one was rough. So 40% of murders in town were happening at 4:30 a.m. in the 24-hour stores. Kotetsu, where the fuck do you live that the murder rate is that high?
Yeah,
or I guess
waking up that early.
Yeah, who's waking up that early to commit murders? Holy shit! What the fuck?
Yeah, they got to be to work at 5 a.m. and they're like wake up at 4, murder somebody 4:30, 5 a.m. be into work.
God damn! Like it's like, do they wear all black too? You gotta have your outfit. For when you have to murder at 4:30, being at work at 5. Sounds like Chicago or Detroit. Close enough to Chicago. Yep, there we go. Yep.
There you go.
Yep, that explains it. Lives in Chicago. Actually, one of the worst places in the United States to live. That's unfortunate.
Hell
It's okay, Kotetsu. Kotetsu, we can save you one day, maybe. Or maybe I'll just say that and won't do anything at all.
Save.
Save, air quotes. Bring you to the holy land of Washington, where the governor actively hates us. Gotta
Hell
love
yeah.
that. Hell yeah. Chicago siphons off of the county too, is what I hear. Nah, I don't know anything about that. Local
Yeah.
politics of other areas can't be bothered. Politics in general can't be bothered these days. Moved off from it for the most part.
Yeah, I stopped trying to keep up with politics.
It's just
I
depressing.
used to be into it, and then I was like, man, this shit sucks, and so I just stopped.
That's actually one of the reasons. Well, VTubers actually helped me get off of it because I was watching VTubers a lot, and they specifically avoided politics, right?
Yeah,
And I realized I was happier watching VTubers than, trying to pay attention to politics.
same.
And yeah, and I think that's part of the reason why I wanted to start streaming and stuff, because I was like, wow, they made me less miserable, Well,
Yeah.
maybe I should transfer some of that out.
Yeah, I've always tried to, well, not always, but I think I said before, since 2010, I've been trying to do content creation and stuff. And when I first started out, I was super into League of Legends, and that's what I would play, and that's what I made content
Yeah.
about. And then I hit a wall with that where I just realized I was really not happy playing that game.
Yep.
I was like, I can be in a good mood, or at least a neutral mood. I play League of Legends and I have fun, and every time, I leave with a worse mood than what I came in with. I was like, this game is fucking destroying my life. I was like, I have to cut it out. I have to stop. And so I stopped with League, and I realized all my YouTube subs and YouTube recommendations were League of Legends. All the streamers I watched played League of Legends. Everything I did was centered around League of Legends. And when I made the decision to stop playing it, I was like, well, fuck, I don't have anything to do now. I don't have anything to make content about, really. So yeah, for a couple of years, I was just didn't have anything I was super passionate about, nothing to really focus on for content creation stuff. And then VTubers came around, and started watching them. I was like, I really like VTubers, and so then I just decided to be one.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I fucking League of Legends. I used to be really into that back in the day. It actively ruined my life twice.
Yep, sounds about right. Sounds like League.
Yeah, and I definitely hit that point too where I was just like, wow, this actually makes me unhappy, and I couldn't stop playing because I was fucking addicted. I eventually managed to kick it, but oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kicking it, and then you've got that void to fill. You're like, ugh. Yeah, it's just man, I'll go watch YouTube. Oh, all my YouTube is League stuff. I'll play a game. The only game I really like playing was League. It's just man, when it's cut it out, it's your whole life starts falling apart.
Oh yeah, well, and all my online friends, all they did was play League.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I gotta get new friends. I gotta, fill out YouTube. I gotta do everything.
I just managed to transition most of them off of League.
That works too.
It took a while, but we got there. I was still friends with them, but it's I would just be hanging out and be like, yeah, no, I'm good with playing League. I just want to hang out, I'll play a single player game or whatever,
Yeah. I recently went and played Predecessor, which is a third-person, over-the-shoulder type MOBA.
Oh.
And I played it because Kersha plays it a lot, and she hypes it up all the time. Because it's basically a remake of, I can't remember what the other fucking MOBA was, but it's a remake of a MOBA that they got shut down.
Oh.
And so she's like, yeah, this is like the spiritual successor. And so I was like, okay, I'll play it. I was having a lot of fun playing it, and I was like, do I want a fucking another MOBA to take over my life? Paragon, that's the one that it
Oh
used to
god.
be Paragon.
Yeah, I heard about Paragon back in the day. I almost played it, and then I had that moment before I even played it of like, do I really want to let another MOBA ruin my life?
Yeah, I had that struggle on stream. I was like, this is fun, but oh my god. I was like, I can feel it coming in already where it's gonna be like, oh well, this game is fun. It's like maybe I should research, what the champions do and how to play them. Then oh, maybe I should watch the pros and see how they
Oh,
play them, so I can kind of try to
no.
emulate it. And I wonder, let's get into some theory crafting about what items and builds are. I'm like, oh my god.
No.
I'm like, I can feel it creeping in already. I was like, I can't fucking let this take over my life. I can't become a MOBA fucking VTuber.
Yeah, no, gotta stop while your head just like, oh, no, I can hear it. I can feel it. It's
Yeah.
creeping up on me. Oh, be real, Chads, and play Sega Genesis till you're 40. No, thank you.
Hell yeah.
That's a bit too much in the other direction for me. Oh man. I know some folks who do genuinely only stream like PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. Shout out to Kyrie. I don't know how she does it, but goddamn.
Yeah. I did that stuff for a while where me and my roommate had we had a Let's Play channel that this was probably like 5 years ago. And we had we had a Let's Play channel that I was like, okay, I think we could be entertaining. And to be fair, we were. I'd go watch our videos and we were pretty good at it.
Hell
But
yeah.
I was like, consistency's key. Let's upload a video every day
Oh
for like
no.
a year and see where we get. And we did it. And
Oh, wow.
so I would edit and put out a video every day, like 20 to 30 minutes of like a Let's Play style video.
Yeah.
And we had like 400 something videos in a year. And we got like
Jeez.
50 subscribers because Let's Play channels were dead.
Yeah. Oh god. You got in right as Let's Plays was dying. Oh no.
Yeah.
I remember that transition when Let's Plays just fell off the face of the earth because streaming just started taking off. I didn't really get streamers at the time. So I was like, I didn't even watch Let's Plays that much because I was like, why would I watch someone play this game unless it was to learn how the game was played?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I found VTubers and I understood streaming. I was like, oh, I get it now. This is why.
Yeah. I knew about streaming before, but I was never like consistent with streaming until I became a VTuber. Like,
Yeah.
I would stream like, I just feel like streaming and let's stream, and then I'd be like, wow, no one watches me. It's like, oh yeah, because I have no kind of schedule.
Yeah. I tried streaming back in 2020 during a certain lockdown that shall not be named. Played the entirety of Dark Souls finally at that point. But nobody watched.
Yeah. That'll happen.
Yeah, I did go back and look that recently. Posted a video of one of the clips I made from that time. The audio quality, I understand why nobody watched. It was actually fucking horrendous. Like I like paused immediately. I was like, oh no, no wonder nobody stuck around.
I find a lot of times like the audio quality and stuff only matters to a certain degree. Like that going back to like what we were saying before with like streaming and debuffs and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like when you think about it, some of the biggest streamers in the world have like the worst audio quality. Like Tyler One, big league streamer, but everyone knows him. Still uses his cheap, shitty headset mic. People like I Show Speed on YouTube.
Okay. I hear you.
Like a bunch of them.
I hear
really
you.
Shitty stuff. You gotta be entertaining.
Tyler 1 at least has like a background filter on his audio. I did not even have that. Like, I literally had all the background noise from my fans and everything just leaking into the microphone like it didn't even fucking matter. So there is like a point where it matters. So like at least bare minimum, put the filter that gets out your background noise. After that, I don't think it matters that much. Be entertaining.
Yeah, be entertaining. What's the key to getting people to start watching aside from making good content? I'm going to tell you the key right now. You have to make good content about something. That's the key. Example, I made content about Pippa. People started watching me. But you could make content about let's go back to League of Legends. In fact, I'll tell you a secret formula to success right now.
Oh.
Is if you have nothing that you're really into and you're looking for a game to get into, you can play League of Legends and make content about it. Because he's saying to leech. No, don't leech.
Don't
make content. It's not leeching if everyone enjoys what you put out.
It's transformative.
Well, I'm somewhat serious. It's like
no.
Leeching is when like you get like your name mentioned or something by somebody big, and then you're trying to pull viewers from them. When you make content and they like my Pippa video, Pippa watched on stream. People clipped her watching it. She liked it. The people watching her liked it. I like that you watch it. Positive. Plus for everybody, right? It was a net positive. Leeching, I feel like, is different. But so like example about like making content about something. When I first was like making stuff, I thought the idea was that no matter what, the central focus of content should be yourself. And that's true to a degree, but here's an ugly truth that people don't realize is that no one knows who you are and no one gives a shit about who you are. Especially when you're first starting out making content, you can't be like, and here we are with me. People are like, who? Like what? Like no one fucking knows you. So your content has to focus on something else. It has to focus on either a bigger streamer. It has to be focused around a game or a popular game or whatever.
Talking about anime or TV shows, doing reviews.
Yeah, and then you kind of stay in that corner of the market for a little while. So like I was saying before with League, there like so many big YouTubers got started in League of Legends. Like Video Game Donkey made League content. Like Seth, he made League content, and there were a shit ton of other ones. Like I don't know all of them anymore.
Yeah, like Lily Pichu, Pokimane, they all started with League.
Yeah, like Pokimane, all these people started with League of Legends. Eventually, they got tired of the game, and they stopped making League content, and they went into other things. But at that point, they were established from making League content that people now knew who they were. And then at that point, you can kind of sell yourself to YouTube or whatever, right? You're like, now I'm playing this, I'm doing that. But at first, when you first start out, it doesn't matter. You don't matter. You have to make good content centered about something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I keep getting kind of sidetracked a little bit, but
sorry.
So here's a blueprint for if you want to be success, and I'm just going to keep using League of Legends as an example. If you want, and you want to make League of Legends content, because all the big creators have moved on, you can go in, you can make a video about every single champion in League of Legends. There you go. There's 200 video ideas right there. Make one video about each character. And just make it funny.
Did that.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that did that. But even though it's been done before, you're putting your own unique spin on it. You're putting your own humor in it. You're editing it your way. So even though it's been done before, it's still a new thing. And then if you've got like these 200 videos about League, and you're marketing it to League people, then people will know who you are eventually. And then if you get bored of League of Legends, you can move into other things. But you can do that with anything. So like my example, what I did, I made videos about Pippa because I like Pippa, right? I wasn't just like,
Yep.
Let me go look at a big high number VTuber and make videos about him. You know, like otherwise I would just be a clip channel and I would just make fucking Gargura clips, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like if I cared solely about the numbers, I would just be a clip channel for HoloLive. And I'm not saying all clip channels for HoloLive are doing that, because I'm sure a lot of them very much do like HoloLive. But there's also a lot of clip channels that really don't give a shit about HoloLive. All they do, they go look at like what's the highest thing of the day. They put subtitles on it. They do a couple zoom effects. Call it a day. Video. Yep. And they've got tens of thousands of subscribers from doing that.
And
okay,
they make
so
a
if I
decent
only
bit of money.
Yeah, and they make plenty of money. And hey, there you go. So if I only cared about the numbers, that's what I would have done. But I picked something I was passionate about, which is I like Pippa and by extension FaZe Connect, which is a lesser known thing. I'm part of the community. I talk to people in the Discords, that kind of stuff. I'm in on the in jokes, that kind of shit. I'm gonna make a video about it. And then, you know, we'll see how it goes. And, you know, people liked it. And I made more. And people liked it. And then, like, I made, like, the President AI thing. And people liked it. And so just find something that you're passionate about that has a community, an established community around it. And then make content centered around it. And, like, so there's your market. Then focus on making entertaining content. And you will get an audience. Like, it's, I don't know, the YouTube strategy is not really complicated. People just, I feel like, misinterpret it a lot.
Yeah, and don't be like me, where you just, like, randomly play games. It's a terrible way to grow. I grow very slowly. And there's a good reason for that. Because I don't focus on anything. I just skip from game to game to game. Like, don't be me.
That's the worst thing, is like, that's like a sort of like why my Let's Play channel didn't go anywhere. One, Let's Players were dead, but two, it's not focused on anything. The focus on the Let's Play channel, the only consistent, like the common denominator, the common factor, was me and my roommate. And again, people didn't know who me and my roommate were, so there was no reason to click on us. Like, if there's two videos up of a Let's Play, and one of them is like Game Grumps or Markiplier, and the other one is me, fucking nobody, and my roommate, then why the fuck would they click on our video and watch us as opposed to those guys? There's no reason, right? Because they don't know who we are. Yeah. It doesn't even matter if we made content that was like, it wasn't, but like, say it was better than Markiplier and Game Grumps, like, people would still not click on us because they don't know that it's better. They know, but they know who like Markiplier is. So you have to, when you start making content, you have to have it focused on something specific, whether that's on people, whether that is on a certain game. It doesn't matter. If it has a community around it, you can make content for that community.
Exactly. I mean, like, the other thing is, like, the only way to, like, make what you were saying work earlier, like, with the Let's Play thing, like, is if you were catering to a very niche audience that doesn't have very many people catering to them, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the other thing is, like, you know, if you can find a niche audience of something you're interested in, like, there's a guy who built himself up doing Civilization content because no one was doing Civilization streams. So he was one of 5 people in the category, and he was the only one who was interesting.
but then there's a community around civilization.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gap in the market that they can insert themselves in.
Yep.
But it's you just have to find a game with a community. Like, it can be literally anything. Like I was saying before, League of Legends, there's 200 characters, you can make a video about each one. There's your video idea. League of Legends has a huge community, it's still a huge game. All the previous content creators have left because it's an old game at this point.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a gap in the market. So absolutely perfect storm of stuff. Like, if there wanted to be someone getting big in a game, they didn't know what to do, League of Legends, there you go. But you can apply the exact same formula to anything. Like, okay, I'm into fighting games. I don't know. Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Make a funny video about each character in Street Fighter, and there you go. It doesn't have to be like you're super good at the game. Just make like a funny little script, and then figure out how to edit. 90% of editing is like ripple cuts and ripple delete. So once you can figure that out, once you can figure out how to do ripple deletes, then you're like 90% of the way. That is basically just adding funny effects or whatever.
It's really easy.
Yeah. But yeah, so like, okay, Street Fighter, make a video about each character. Civilization, you can make one about like each leader and try different ways to win the game. And it's just like, just keep making videos in that market until you get big enough, and then you can branch out into other things.
Yes, and don't be like me and play a game and then immediately abandon it. Go on to other games. Don't be like me. I built this channel with mostly Hollow Knight fans, and for whatever reason they stuck around even though I abandoned Hollow Knight and didn't beat Radiance because my fucking old man hands couldn't handle that fight. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot of video game related niches right now that like are waiting to be occupied by someone new. Like like whether most of them are from older games, right? Like you said, League of Legends. Dota doesn't really have anybody who's really big right now. You know, StarCraft 2. Like a lot of these games that have been around for a while that still have communities that care about these games and like care about them a lot, and there's just nobody making content for it, or there's a handful of people making content for it, and there's plenty of room in the market.
Yeah, like I think the only people that I mean, like I said, I don't really pay attention to League of Legends anymore, but the last time I checked, the only people making content for League of Legends were like big streamers, and they were doing stream highlights. That was it.
Yeah.
But back in the day, like 2010-ish and stuff like that, there were people, they wrote like raps for the characters from League of Legends.
God.
I'm still friends with some people. I'm friends with some people that like went on like the show and were talking to like Freak and people like that.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and like I've met them in real life and shit like that. And all they did was make silly little videos that like, they were like the most low effort videos you can make, but that was part of the charm. That was part, like, they made it low effort on purpose. And so like yeah, you don't have to have these super flashy things and stuff. Just make it with passion, make it entertaining. And like any game that has like almost any IP that you can think of has a community. So just find something that you really like in a community that you're really a part of, and make content centered around it. It really is that simple.
Yeah, waiting for the Descent Free Space 2 streamer. You know, I really need that in my life.
Hell yeah.
Ancient space dogfighting game streamer. I need that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Low effort clips. Yeah. Oh, that guy does good work.
Yeah. I've talked to him some. He's fun.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was I posted my Discord the other day because Hime is doing her birthday like donathon thing. But I was in a video for Low Effort Clips a couple months ago where he wanted to clip him doing something. I think she was playing Unpacking. And he's like, hey, can you read this for me? Or he's like, can you do, he's like, I want to do like a news segment kind of thing. I was like, yeah, sure. And he sent me the script. And he's like ESL. So I was like, is this how you want me to read it?
Oh no. a little broken.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, I fixed a couple things to make it flow better, but you know.
Yeah. So before we leave, because we're coming up on 2 hours, which is usually my cutoff for these. Daniel Sierra had a question earlier about our thoughts on debut streams, and I think we touched on it a bit earlier, where you don't really watch debut streams anymore, and I'm gonna be honest, neither do I. I didn't really mention that, but like I used to watch debut streams, but I tend to ignore them now, because for the same reasons.
Yeah, so, what we were saying before, what I was saying before with debut streams is like I think they're kind of boring because it takes people usually like a couple months before they get really settled into whatever they're going to be doing. So yeah, I don't watch debut streams. I never had a debut stream.
Same.
I didn't have one. I just started doing stuff. Like there was no like ugly Bagstard debut where I'm like, this is what I do and this is my name and this is my birthday. Never did that shit because no one fucking cares. Like, I don't know.
So I'm in VTuber Senpai and Raylis's Discord, and there's a lot of like aspiring streamers and VTubers in there, right? And they're like, oh, what should I do for my debut stream or whatever? And I say the exact same thing every time. Hit go live, don't debut.
Yeah, I agree.
And a lot of people give that advice, and people still like, oh, but my debut, and it's like, go live. You literally don't even need a model. I mean, like, a model helps. People do like the models, or like even me with just I just have a PNG, right? I mean, like when I started Hollow Knight, all I had was a static PNG in the corner. I didn't even know what Discord Reactive was.
I was the same. My first model, when I decided to be a VTuber, I went to a website that had free to trace bodies because I can't draw for shit. So I traced a body, I drew a bag on the head. That was it. That was my model.
Hell yeah.
And like I didn't know what the Discord Reactive and stuff was either. So I just had a static, shitty little, like horribly drawn PNG down in the corner. That was it. I used that for like months.
Hell yeah. Same. I used that for like a solid month and a half before I figured out Discord Reactive and that existing. I was like, oh man, I'm upgrading like so much. Let's go.
Yeah,
it bounces.
Like the people, well, I say people in quotes, V-tweeters.
Oh, God.
They worry so much about like building up this huge base on like Twitter and stuff like that, and they'll have all like model review retweet, and they'll have like the lines across like the model. They're like 20 retweets and it'll show the feet, 50 retweets it'll show like the chest, 100 retweets it shows the face, and then like they'll do all these things. They'll build up this huge fucking, not even huge, but they'll build up like a following on Twitter, and they've never streamed, and then I'll tell you what happens every fucking time. They're like, debut stream coming. You go click on their debut stream. It's the most scuffed, shitty fucking stream. They're stumbling over everything. Their audio sucks. They don't know what to say because they have no experience streaming. And all those people that they amassed on Twitter slowly start trickling out because at the end of the day, you don't know how to stream. You don't know how to be entertaining. All those followers and stuff you got are now just dead subs. Like it's just a dead number. It doesn't mean anything. And so the most important thing, aside from being engaging on Twitter, aside from like having Discord, aside from all this stuff, is to go live and stream to nobody. Like if you can't stream to nobody, then you're gonna have a bad time. You should be able to stream by yourself with nobody watching. Like, my content is the same whether I have 0 people watching or whether I have 1,000 people watching. And I've had 1,000 people watching me before when like Pippa's rated me and stuff.
Oh,
so
shit.
my content is the exact same whether there is nobody there or whether there's 1,000 people there. It's the same.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to do that. You have to learn how to be entertaining, and it takes time. Like when I first started streaming, I fucking sucked at it. Like it takes months and months of practice to get better at streaming. Yeah, like Daniel, did y'all ever practice streaming? Yes.
Yeah, by doing it.
But yeah, the practice that you get is from hitting live and going.
Mm-hmm. And there's definitely a difference between hitting live and not actually hitting live. Like,
yeah, you hit live, the pressure is on. You know, you're trying to perform. You're probably it's probably going to suck. You're not going to be entertaining. And I'll tell you how you practice streaming. You go live. When you finish, you go back and you watch your VOD, and you have to be very objective and honest with yourself. And every time I would go live, I would go back and watch it, and I say to myself, okay, if I was just a viewer, I didn't know who this person's streaming was, would I stay here and watch this stream? And 99% of the time, the answer was no. Because like there was always something to work on. Like, I'm too quiet, I'm not talking enough, I'm not being entertaining, I'm not making jokes, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Like, usually the answer was no. And like, you do that every day for months, and eventually you get to a point where you start saying, okay, yeah, that was a pretty good stream, that was entertaining, you know, that worked out.
yeah.
So that's what you got to do.
I do the same exact thing. And I'm going to be honest, I still find things where it's like, okay, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. Or like, you know, the other week I had like a bad day, like Saturday. And I'm going to be honest, today even, like my morning stream, it kind of sucked.
Yeah. Like, I
didn't even watch
the
back.
exact same thing.
I already know. Because I at this point, I've watched back enough of my streams that I know when I'm sucking. And sometimes I know I'm sucking live. And that's awful. And that's a whole nother problem I have to get over. That I created for myself by knowing what I'm doing. Kind of. A little bit. A fragment of the knowledge I need.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, sometimes I know, like, I'm doing shitty live, and they're like, oh, I'm being shitty, and then, like, you get in a worse mood, and that makes you be more shitty, and then, like, spirals. Like, I have bad streams all the fucking time. Like, it still happens. Like, you just have to roll with the punches sometimes on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. My streams are a 50-50 shot on whether they're good or not.
Same, to be honest.
Yep, you have good streams. Fuck you, Kotetsu. Go crawl back into your hole with your fucking rat.
Yeah, with your robot body.
Yeah.
But I was also, another reason why it's important to just hit go live and go is before you spend like any money on VTubing, on like avatars and stuff, is sometimes people have the idea that they want to stream, but then they actually start doing it and they find out that actually I just really don't like streaming. Like, sometimes the idea of doing something is really appealing, but then once you actually do it, it's just not that fun, or like it's just not your thing. And so, like, especially with VTubing, where there's a bunch of cost with like getting an avatar and fucking overlay and all this stuff, and people are like, well, I want to have my debut stream and I want to have an overlay and I got to have custom animations and all this stuff, and you're like spending thousands of dollars. You're spending so much money, and it's like you've never even streamed. Like, you don't even know if you like streaming. Like, go live first, spend as little money as possible first, find out if it's even something you want to actually do.
The only reason why I was comfortable even spending money on my initial PNG is because I already knew that I liked streaming, even though I was streaming to nobody. Like, I streamed Dark Souls in 2020. I liked that, but didn't go back to it for a long time because I was, pursuing cooking, and I was like, that made me tired. And then I, broke as a person for like 2 years. But we don't need to talk about that. Not this stream. But, I came back, I tried streaming again. I was like, yeah, I like this. And so I got the PNG, went in with a plan to play Hollow Knight because it, you know, I was like, oh wow, this would be really easy to make a thumbnail for. Hell yeah, let's go. And then it just fucking worked.
Yeah.
Got a couple viewers out of the first live stream. Got more viewers from making some shorts and some little Hollow Knight videos here and there, and just kept rolling since.
Yeah, that's like the same for me. I used my shitty PNG for like 6 months, and I was like, okay, I really like doing this. This is fun, and I was like, but can't really afford a model right now. So I learned Blender from scratch. I made like a shitty 3D thing.
Oh fuck.
And I used that for like 6 months, and like, so I didn't even commission this model and spend money until like I had streamed for over a year.
Oh goddamn!
I got to this, yeah. So it's like just anybody that wants to be a VTuber or a streamer in general, just go live. Don't spend a lot of money. Just go live. See if it's even something you like. If it is, like, work on it, practice it, and eventually, you know, see what happens.
Hell yeah.
I missed the old model. Shut up, Monte. It sucks.
It's okay,
so
Monte.
Scuffed.
I miss the old model too.
Oh my god, it's so scuffed.
It's so good though. The floppy bag. Alternatively, spend all the money, never go live, live in self-doubt, and eventually get overwhelmed. Yep. Alright. With that though, we are at, in fact, past the 2-hour mark. And I want to cut it off here. Try and keep it nice and digestible.
Okay.
Yeah. As much fun as I'm having, I'd actually like to go on longer, but I do actually want to keep these digestible. I think 2 hours is a good mark for these types of things.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Hell yeah. Well, with that, Bagstard, where can we find you?
I'm on YouTube. I think I primarily stream on YouTube now. I'm just Bagstard now. So yeah, I'm over here. I've also been streaming on Twitch some. I'm Ugly Bagstard still over on Twitch. That's Bagstard with an E, because I can't change my name again for like 2 months.
Ugh.
And then yeah, I'm on Twitter at Ugly Bagstard, where I do schedule updates. I got a little Discord, where we just post memes. We have a problem right now where Unbalanced Keyboard, who doesn't even watch my streams anymore, but still just posts memes in the Discord, but he only posts femboy memes, so I had to make his own meme channel for him,
Oh
where it's
my
his
god.
containment zone. But so I don't know. I'm just like, here, Unbalanced, this is your special femboy meme posting channel. You can just have this. And so yeah, so that's weirdly enough the most active channel in the Discord, and I hate it there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm on various things, either Bagstard or Ugly Bagstard.
All right. And I'm in much the same places. Here, I've got a Twitch. I never stream over there. Don't follow it. It's fine. I just stream here. There's videos too. Got a Twitter, also at Mavernell, and a Discord as well. So yeah, maybe you hop on by, maybe you don't. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm here.
There you go.
Hell yeah. All right, and with that, bye, wherever you may be. Morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Hope you have a good one, and take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Bye.